This is my kitchen. Can we talk about how I just shot a brand deal, but I kept getting the take wrong and I had to do it 4 times because I'm wearing lip gloss for the first time in my life. Terrible idea. And yeah, looks like I had myself quite a party at 1 p.m. Okay, let's get to it. My entire building is a construction site. Hey everyone, I'm Breanne Williamson and I am back with terrible sound quality thanks to the fact that my entire building is a construction zone for the next 6 months. You think it ends and then it just, yep, it just keeps, it's gonna be here forever. It's been a minute because I've been busy. For all of you who don't know, if you didn't see my last video, I filmed my very first full production short film. I'm so excited. Filming's done, it is now in post. So it is in editing and sound production and all that good stuff. And we are still fundraising on Kickstarter. I need more money. Really appreciate if you clicked on my Kickstarter link in the description below and considered donating to this LGBTQ+ short film. I'm not someone who has a ton of friends that are in the creative space, meaning I don't just have friends that will do this stuff for free for me. I had to hire a whole ton of people. The crew was, now I think we're at 14 people, and the cast is over 20 people. The film itself is taking like 35 people to do. So it's a huge project. It's my first time doing it. Anything helps. Full disclosure, it's gonna cost me about $7,500. I think we're at about $6,500 on Kickstarter. The closer we can get, it would be amazing. And keep in mind, even if I go over that budget or get to that budget, I'm still trying to keep it as low as possible in order to be able to donate any extra profits to a queer organization. So any money on Kickstarter that isn't used for the film is gonna go to an LGBTQ+ organization, or I should say 2, and I will talk more about those in a future video, but please consider donating. Okay, I ranted forever about that, sorry. I know why you're here. It's the My First tag, and I promised you if we got over 4,000 bucks on Kickstarter, you were gonna get it. Here it is, My First Time tag. I found this fun little list online and I'm going down it and answering some of the first. 1. First app you check when you wake up in the morning. Mine is my emails. I am so paranoid about missing an email because both my creative work, like YouTube or Instagram, brand deals, that kind of stuff, as well as real estate, heavily rely on email communication, and I hate the idea of missing anything. So the first thing I check when I wake up is my email app, so I use Outlook on my phone. Oh God. Okay, what is your first Instagram post? If you listen to my podcast at I Can Explain Podcast on Instagram, you can also find it on SoundCloud, iTunes, pretty much anywhere you can listen to a podcast, you can find it. There's a little plug for you. We upload an episode every single week, and it's an LGBTQ+ podcast with my best friend Sean, so I hope you listen. It's funny, I think. I told this story on that podcast. My first Instagram post is so embarrassing because it's literally me. I took a magazine and I pasted my face over all these beautiful women like Beyonce and Megan Fox, and I thought it'd be funny to give it to my partner for Valentine's Day, and then I thought it was funny enough to also post on Instagram, but it just looks so embarrassing because it looks like I think I'm like this hot person because I use like not funny face photos. I'm like actually trying to be hot. So it's like really awkward. That awkward moment where you're trying to make it seem like you're making a joke and be relatable, but really you just think you look really pretty on other girls' bodies, so you do that and try and make it look like a joke, but really you just want to look hot. That's what happened. First time I ever got in trouble at school. So this is horrific. This sound is so bad. Like, am I gonna upload this video? I don't know. Holy fuck. The first time I ever got in trouble at school was I was in a classroom and I had this one teacher that would call everyone by their last name. And I was like, I don't want you to call me by my last name. This isn't a military base. I would prefer if you called me by my first name. And that sounded really sassy when I said it like that, but I was an angel in school. I probably asked politely so many times, and I don't know why, because names don't bug me. Like, people can call me pretty much whatever, even if people spell my name wrong or whatever, it doesn't bug me. But for whatever reason, the one way that this teacher would say my last name, it was like he was barking it at people, and I hated it. Anyways, one day I finally like lost it at him, and by lost it I mean he would say my last name and I just wouldn't respond, and I'm like, I'm not responding until you call me by my first name. He was so annoyed that I said that in front of the whole class, and I think didn't expect it from me because I was such a goody two-shoes that he was like, you can go out in the hallway and I'll be out there in a minute. And then he sent me to the principal's office, and to the principal I was like, I want him to call me my name, not my last name. And the principal told him to do that, so haha, I win. My first crush from like a TV show was Xena the Warrior Princess. I was so obsessed, and looking back I'm like, oh my god, I was so gay, but at the time I was just like, oh, I want to be her, she's so pretty, her and that blonde girl are just so cute together in a platonic friendship sort of way. But I would always look for that TV show, and when I watched it I just dropped my phone. When I watched it, I would always be so obsessed with them. Almost felt guilty watching it, even though the context of the show, there was nothing bad, but I was like aware that I was watching it for a different reason than other people would think I was watching it for, if that makes any sense, even though I didn't know I was gay yet. So yeah, she was my first crush. Hottie. My first kiss. My first kiss was, I'm not gonna name her because I don't know if she wants to be named. She's living her heterosexual life fantastically, and the shitty thing about any sort of homosexual interaction, even though she's not homosexual, is that you can get labeled as such even if you don't say it's your label. So if a heterosexual person, just out of curiosity or just for fun, hooks up with someone who is gay, then it's really easy for them to get put in that box and questioned about their sexuality, which I don't think is fair. So it's not that I would be outing them because they're not gay, but I also don't think it's anyone's place to divulge that information. A close friend of mine growing up, I kissed for the first time, and we were practicing kissing, and then I was like, oh fuck, I'm really gay. My first piercing, besides just like the regular earlobe piercings, was my belly button. And I haven't had it in like 10 years. But the hole is still there. Worst piercing of my life. Like, it's just a big ugly hole on top of my belly button. For nothing. I think I wore that piercing for like a year. It will not grow over. Everyone says it grows over so fast. I could put a ring through it right now. I haven't worn it in like 10 years. My first YouTube video is a bit of a secret because I've actually since made that video private. But if you're watching in the first 2 days that this video is posted, I've made that video public, so go watch it before I private it again. That's a little secret tidbit for all of you who have your post notifications turned on and are here first. There's some tea in it. The first person who ever broke my heart was my high school boyfriend. And now looking back, I think that I was crushed because I was losing a best friend. Like, now I'm able to differentiate that different type of love, because he was my best friend first, and then it was almost like, oh, we're best friends, we like each other a lot, this could work. Oh God, how much of this story should I tell? He wasn't the best in some ways, other ways he was great. And then we broke up and I was crushed. And I think also part of that was that he was the last person I was aware that I was hanging on to this idea of having a heteronormative life. And I knew that I wouldn't be able to lie to myself again to have a relationship again with a male. Like, that was after I was able to think back on the experience. At the time, I just felt hurt. So that was my first heartbreak. First heartbreak from a female. Oof, she crushed me. This would be my first real heartbreak, meaning when I actually am looking back and thinking, wow, I was actually really in love with that person. And it wasn't just like a friendship love confusion thing. She fucking slaughtered me, crushed me through and through. And for all of you out there that are going through a breakup or might go through a breakup in the future or have in the past, just know it will get better, because when I went through that breakup, I literally thought I was going to die. And that sounds so dramatic, but I actually thought that. Like, I was like, my life's over, I can't get out of bed, I was crushed. But then here I am. Life could not be better. But at the time, heartbreak is very real. So your feelings are valid, but you will get through it. First time I got drunk was, I don't even know if I was really drunk. It was like in grade 10 and might have been grade 9. And I don't drink underage, sorry, I have to just say that here. My friend's older brother bought me and 3 of my friends a pack of coolers. They were called growers, and because we only had a pack and there was like 4 of us, each of us had like 1.5, but I swear to this day that I was drunk. but I don't know if it was just like the placebo effect, but I wasn't faking anything. I thought I was drunk, but it was like 1.5. Like, how is that possible? I can crush a bottle of wine these days. But then again, I was like 90 pounds back then. And it was my first time drinking. So, I don't know, but yeah, that was the first time. And yeah, it was fun. I remember the next day I felt so like, oh my God, wild. I'm so hungover from my 1.5 coolers. First YouTuber crush. My first YouTuber crush was Ali Hills. It's so awkward because now I know people that know her, that actually like live with her. My friend's dating someone who lives with Ali Hills. And I have a crush on her because I still haven't met her. So it's like still like that YouTube space crush. And I think of her as like someone who's stuck behind a screen and not like a real individual that people actually know in real life. And then now our lives are getting too close together. So it's like awkward because when I do meet her, if I ever met her, do I play it off? Like, I guess I can't now. Do I play it off and be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. I think I've seen some of your YouTube videos. Or am I like, oh yeah, when I was first browsing the internet for gayness, I found you and I was obsessed. You know which route? I always go the creepy route. I always go the fangirl route. Honestly, I've been like that my whole life. Which brings me to my next question. First, celebrity interaction. And this is a little different than you might think it would be because it was with someone from the real L Word, Whitney. And once again, I could have played it so cool because we were in a bar in Palm Springs. No, we were in a bar in San Francisco. Jeez, they all blend. We were in a bar in San Francisco and friends of friends were talking to her, so I knew the girls talking to her. So I could have just been like, hey, what's up? Oh, I'm Bree, nice to meet you. Instead I was like, oh my God, you helped me realize I was gay. I love you, I'm obsessed with you. Oh my God, I've watched every episode. I stalk your Instagram, I know all your relationship history. Anyways, nice to meet you, can I buy you a drink? Like, creepy as why I do this to myself, I have no idea, but I just cannot play it cool. Like, it's not part of my personality. So at least you know you're gonna get it straight up from me because there's no playing it cool over here. Okay, I think that's enough of embarrassing myself today. Was that enough tea? I don't know. I've never watched a first time tag. I just know I get requested it a lot. I love you all so much. Thank you so much to everyone who has supported my short film so far on the Kickstarter campaign, which once again will be linked down below in the bio. If you cannot donate money, no worries at all. I keep getting comments like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I don't have the money to give. That's totally fine. Oh my gosh, do not give me money unless you are totally comfortable doing so. I would also very much appreciate you sharing the Kickstarter campaign or sharing any of my YouTube videos and just supporting my platform in general. That costs you nothing and it really, really helps me out. If you have donated to the Kickstarter campaign, oh my gosh, I cannot thank you enough. If you haven't, no worries. There's other ways you can support me as you do all the time. So I appreciate all you humans so much. Please give this video a big thumbs up, click that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell to turn your post notifications on. As you know from this video, you got a special little treat if you did that before. Thank you humans so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Don't send this video to Ali Hills or Whitney Mixter. Don't do it. Don't send it to them. I already embarrassed myself enough. Oh God, am I gonna edit that out? Don't send them the video. Okay, bye.